Welcome back to the Power Six Podcast. Here's your host, Isaiah Rose.
All right, guys, welcome back to another edition of the Power Six Podcast. This week we're gonna have everybody. Connor's running a little bit late. I'm not Devin Miller. I have to record again. But this week we're gonna react to the first away Big Ten win in the Matt Rhule era. With that being said, I'm just gonna pass things off to Max. Just get things rolling.
Thank you, Isaiah. We're also going to be reacting to the second Nebraska division win in Power Six podcast history. Only the second time we get to do that. So that's very fun. Last time, just people forget it was a win over Iowa. Anyway, moving on.
Huge
We'll get
milestones.
we'll get straight into it. Nebraska beats Illinois on the road 20-7. First time Nebraska's beat Illinois since 2019. First time Nebraska's beat Brett Bielema since 2012. And it was a sloppy performance. But, Nebraska, we could use a lot more ugly wins over the last 6 or 7 years. So I don't think we really have too much to complain about. There's obviously a lot to fix, turnovers being the main thing, and procedural penalties. But it was just good to go out there and get a win. It was fun. It was a fun game to watch.
It was a fun game to watch, and all of us but Headley got to watch it together. And it was a good game to watch, and the energy was up. The defense played out of their ass this game, especially that second half to keep Nebraska ahead.
Second half shutout.
Yeah, it was a second half shutout. I think it could have been a shutout the entire game. One blown up play, they get a touchdown. But overall, defense played amazing. Offense looked good in the first half. Second half, they kind of just had nothing going. It would have been nice, not having. I think they had 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter, which you hate to see when you're you're leading the game. But I think this game could have easily been, 21 points different. Nebraska could, left probably 3 touchdowns out there. So I'm just glad we won.
Yeah, it was, just to keep reiterating, it was a very ugly football game. Nebraska is a very bad football team, but Illinois is just worse. They are just worse. And, yeah, for Nebraska to have defense to give our offense so many possessions in plus territory and then to only come away with 3 points it's just not going to get it done when you're playing opponents like Michigan, Ohio State, Iowa, the cream of the crop, Penn State of the Big Ten. And so they definitely got to figure out a way to put that ball in the end zone, and losing Marcus Washington is huge. Sucks.
Yeah, like you said, Devin, losing Marcus Washington, that does suck. That was in the first quarter. That was huge because he had 3 catches at that point. You know what? We had some guys step up, and it was just good to see.
Hey, I'm gonna steal a stat that Nick Baugh told me on his podcast. So Illinois had 23 rush yards on their first drive, and then they finished the game with 21 rush yards. Really crazy. My main takeaway of the game is those single digits on defense carried us so hard. They all played their ass off, and our rush defense is legit as long as it's not Michigan.
Yeah, I would agree with that same sentiment, Headley. That, allowing -2 rush yards the entire game after the first drive is awesome. Illinois had 1.1 yards per carry. And another thing that kind of makes you realize how legit the rush defense is that Nebraska has held 4 of their 6 opponents to 100 rush yards below their season average. 100 yards below their average. The only team they didn't do that with, or the only teams, Michigan, obviously. And the only other team was Colorado, but that's because Colorado is only averaging 73 rush yards a game, and Nebraska held them to 50. So the other schools, the other 4 schools that Nebraska's kept in check, they've kept in check by over 100 yards on the ground. So that's awesome. When you can make a team as one-dimensional as that, especially Illinois. I know they were throwing it decent, but that was their only option. So when you can make it a team one-dimensional like that, especially in the Big Ten, taking out the run game, that's awesome. It's a great sign.
And the defense, they looked a lot better this game. You know, they were making open field tackles. It wasn't taking a couple guys like it had the past couple of games to get somebody down. So that was good to see. They must have hammered defense this week. Thalen Stanford, he picked it up this week. When he put his
He had an
helmet
awesome
on,
forced fumble.
yeah,
That was awesome.
and it just went right into Tommy Hill's hands. I don't even think Tommy Hill knew he had the ball.
I know, man. That dude,
Our
is-
best coverage guy.
oh, dude, he celebrated that ball in his hands, runs. He got 1
He went
yard.
over, he's like,
He celebrated like we just won the Natty. Oh
Yeah,
my
dude.
gosh.
Guy ran 52 yards to get 1 yard on that interception.
it's actually insane because I think one of the most hype plays that we've all had watching Husker games together was literally Tommy Hill running a ball back that had nothing to do with him for 5 yards on a return. We were flipping out when Tommy Hill got the ball. That was awesome. But great play by Thalen Stanford.
Right before that play, on that drive, I was talking with my brother about how Tommy Hill, I've seen him play so many damn plays as a Husker, and I can't recall one big play he's ever made. And then the ball landed in his hands, and he savored the moment. That is just an eccentric fellow. We knew that last year where he would celly after every incomplete pass, and he's keeping it going this year. I would like to see him make an actual big play, though. As much as I see him on the field, it's only for bad things most of the time.
Yeah, like Max said, we squealed like little girls when Tommy Hill got that interception or picked up the fumble there. That was awesome. But the one thing, we missed the kickoff where they fumbled it, and then we were upstairs doing ICBs, and came back. Got to see Heinrich Himberg run it, take one play, QB draw to the house. That was awesome. Heinrich Harburg, he is the guy. Even though in the second half he looked a little bit shaky, I still think that's our guy to go with, even if Sims is healthy.
I still stand by that. I think the wind played a little bit more of a factor in throwing for Harburg.
Before we get into I'm down to get into some quarterback talk, but before that, I do want to talk about that fumbled kickoff. You guys didn't see that?
No.
We ran upstairs, took ICBs. Isaiah runs downstairs and starts screaming fumble. We all thought he was joking, and we ran back downstairs, and then Heinrich Harburg scoring a touchdown. 2 touchdowns in 10 seconds.
I thought I was dreaming, man. That was so awesome to be handed that. And those refs that game, actually, they were guessing every call, I think. I don't know if you guys watched it back, but the refs, our dude had it. He pried it out. Our dude had the football, and there were refs signaling Illinois ball after he had it. And I saw so many damn plays like that in this game where the refs, I think, were just guessing. There's 50-50, a lot of 50-50 plays went our way.
There, to be fair, too, the Illinois touchdown, their only touchdown of the game, there was just a god-awful holding on the left side of the Illinois line. There was all game on, I don't know who the left tackle is for Illinois. He wrapped around almost bear hugged. I think I don't know who he had rushing on the edge. Maybe it was Uman Mielen.
It was Uman Mielen.
Yeah, just bear hugs him. I couldn't believe it wasn't called live and then in the replay up. So,
dude, if that was us making those type of penalties, it would have been like we committed murder. There was also a couple times, like in the Minnesota game, where the Illinois lineman, he would take like a half second step too early, and they didn't call false start. There's a couple of those that I noticed. The officiating crew, they were definitely shaky the whole game.
There's a couple other things I want to touch on, and one of them is going to be getting right back into the penalty situation. But first, I did want to say, on that fumble recovery on that kickoff, it was recovered by Grant Taggy, Omaha native, and then Nebraska's 4 leading tacklers on defense, all Nebraska guys. Isaac Gifford, John Bullock, Phelan Sanford, Nick Henrich, all Nebraska natives. So that's awesome.
And our quarterback, Nebraska guy. A
lot of representation.
Also on that fumble recovery, when was the last time we scored 2 touchdowns in 10 seconds in a game?
Probably never.
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
That was insane.
Yeah.
Touchdown, fumble recovery, one play touchdown.
It was great to see a bounce actually go our way for once. I mean, for God's sakes, it seems like the last 5 years that ball would have popped right into an Illinois player, their hands.
Dude, I felt like we got a lot of breaks that game.
Yeah.
Just even that goal line stand. I can't believe we haven't talked about the goal line stand. Actually,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was awesome. And I thought he might have got in, but there was literally no camera angle. If the refs were to just signal that touchdown, there's no way it's getting reversed.
No, probably not. No.
So that was awesome. That
was.
went our way. Defense made a huge play there, and that kind of really set the tone the whole game.
Yeah. Loved watching that defense play once again. I'm excited to watch our defense against the rest of the schedule. It's going to be fun. The last thing I wanted to make sure that I hit on, I don't know if you guys have anything more that we can get into, but the offensive line is definitely better at blocking this year than they have been over the last few years. The run blocking is definitively better. The pass blocking is marginally better, but the mistakes are not better. The penalties, the false starts, the after the play, late hits on the offensive line.
What the hell was that spearing, dude? That was ridiculous.
That's the second time Ben Scott's done that this year.
Yeah. It's bad. That's got to get fixed. And that's the reason. I mean, we had wasn't it a false start after we got down to the 5-yard line, puts us back, and then Anthony Grant fumbles. I mean, again, AG shouldn't fumble, but we're at the 5-yard line, first and goal. If we do not shoot ourselves in the foot with a stupid false start penalty, I really like our chances to put that game in with a touchdown. Those kind of mistakes have to happen. Our offense is already not good. You can't keep putting yourself in worse spots.
That actually happened twice in that game, where we're on like the 5-yard line, and then our offensive line messes up and we get pushed back. And I think the first time we got a field goal, and then the second time, like you said, we fumbled it.
I would actually love to go back and look at all of our turnovers if I had the time to see how many of our fumbles are occurring after a false start or a procedural issue. Because I feel like every time we get that false start, then we get moved back, and then the mistakes just keep rolling.
Yeah.
The false start thing, I seriously don't get. Because I remember I played 1 year of football in the 4th grade, and we struggled with go on 2. That was a very tough part of the year, and it took us like the whole year to overcome. That one time we ran in, okay, we're going on second hut, and we all did it, and it was like a celebration because nobody went offside. Those are like the 4th and 5th grade problems. How do we do that? I know we're doing complex counts, but like, how complex can it be?
I don't know if you guys saw the post-game press conference with Matt Rhule where he said that the defense was doing like disconcerting signals. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, I heard that, but it's fucking silent in the stadium. I mean,
he was saying
I didn't like it.
Necessarily like stem. I don't know a single offense in the nation that uses stem to hike the ball. Like when it's all on Nebraska, it's over clapping. Like I get that because that's like quarterback's clap to snap the ball. But some of the things, it just sounded like he was making excuses for the offensive line, and this has just been an issue that's, been going on the last 5-6 years. And, the whole late penalties on Ben Scott, that's been going on too for many players that have come to Nebraska. I'm blanking on his name. Cam Jurgens. He had a few of those when he was at Nebraska.
You made something like Farniak. He did shit like that. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. It's got to get fixed. Whether it's the defense doing it or disconcerting, it's just can't happen.
I don't get it. It pisses me off every game because I totally understand. They've got probably a really complex count. They have to know they're thinking about all their assignments. But every other team in the whole nation seems to be fine. This is like every year we just false start. And so my theory is that the line is just a bunch of idiots.
And it's crazy because the offensive line is the most experienced position group on this Nebraska team by far. Those guys are all, it was like between the 5 starters, it's like 100 and something starts combined. I don't get it. Maybe they need to get used to Heinrich's voice. I don't know.
No, I don't get it either. I don't know if it's with maybe the coaching. They're not hammering stuff as much. There's nothing that we know that's happening in practice that can cause stuff like that. But it's not good to see. We need to fix that. Hopefully in this bye week they hammer that. Starting like Hadley said, these are 4th and 5th grade penalties they're committing, and we need to fix that because every other team in the country, they have probably similar snap counts and they do it just fine. They don't have 10 false starts a game, so we really got to hammer that these next 2 weeks.
I want to talk to somebody that knows what football is to tell me how you snap a football, what the count that goes into it is, because I'm very interested. Like it can't be that hard, right?
You would think not.
Like, do you think if our whole offensive line lined up at the goal line and played red light, green light to the other end of the end zone, they would be able to do it? Because I'm not sure.
No.
How hard is it?
I mean, let's be real. That kind of mistake probably cost us the Minnesota game because without the false start, there's a 1-yard QB sneak into the end zone at the end of the first half instead of a Jeff Sims interception. So it's going to bite Nebraska in the ass, more times if it keeps up. So
really frustrating.
Yeah. Last thing before we move into the other games, time of possession: Nebraska 37 minutes, Illinois 23. You do that, you're going to win Big Ten games, and when you hold your opponent to 21 yards, that's the formula to winning Big Ten games. Yeah.
When was the last time we've won the time of possession in a game?
Well, maybe by like a minute, but not by 15.
Yeah,
we possessed a whole extra quarter over them. That's how you win games. Okay. Anyway, moving on from Nebraska, because we'll talk a little bit more about the upcoming schedule, because it is the bye week. Let's get into some other results of the week. Oklahoma beats Texas 34-30 in the Red River rivalry. That was an unbelievable game. The opening quarter to that game was maybe the craziest quarter of football, at least first quarter maybe, that I've ever seen. It was back and forth. And a massive win for Oklahoma. They're now right in college football playoff contention.
Yes, this is the only game I watched this whole Saturday because I had a wedding. And I didn't even watch the whole game. I watched the first quarter, and I wrote down what I remembered from the game. There was a 4th and 1 that they did Texas brought in their backup quarterback and he threw a dime. Then there was a punt reverse, a punt return reverse that was called back for a forward lateral, and then a blocked punt. Am I missing anything in the first quarter?
Texas did a fake punt.
I missed the fake punt.
Yeah, Texas
that happened in one quarter.
Punt.
And then I shut it off and went to a wedding and was like, damn, I really wish I could watch some of that game.
Yeah. There might have been even more than that. It was crazy. And that scene too, I love the stadium split right at the 50-yard line and half. That's such an awesome game. Yeah, I really thought Texas was going to run the table and be, do big things. They still can. I mean, if they go undefeated the rest of the way and then win the conference championship, they'll be in the playoff. Most likely. But
that's what gets me most excited is that the Oklahoma beating Texas really set us up for I think personally, winners going to the college football playoff.
You said us?
What's that?
You said us?
No, what I think personally, it gets me so excited with Oklahoma beating Texas is that it sets us up for sets the world.
He means us as fans. Us as fans.
The fans, yes.
Us as fans.
Sets us as fans up for an electric rematch in the Big 12 championship, where the winner goes to the college football playoff.
Dude, I seriously thought you were referring to Texas as like us.
No.
Devin's full horns up right now.
I'm not a Texas fan. I just love good football, and that
game was it.
Up there for game of the year so far.
I would agree.
If that rematch happens, you got to cheer for Oklahoma, though, right? I mean, I hate it when I see that shit where teams go 1-1 and then one. Game. I hate that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't basketball. Yeah, college football, you get one chance a season. Got to make it count. So yeah, I agree. What else? There was no. Let's see. LSU, their defense sucks, but they won. Maryland looked good for a little while, but Ohio State. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's get it over with.
Louisville. I mean, Louisville looked amazing in that game.
They looked great.
Their defense held down the Irish. They couldn't get passes through. Their pass rush was intense. Sam Hartman had to get the ball out fast. They couldn't really run the ball either. But Louisville, Jawar Jordan, he's that guy. That dude, you give him space, he's gone. He's freaking fast. Yeah, Jeff Brom first year at Louisville, they're looking pretty good. 6-0. I noticed that they went up quite a bit in the rankings. They went from 25th to 14th, so good for the Cardinals.
I do want to say Jeff Brom, and before I read the stat, remember he was at Purdue for a while. I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years. And then now he's at Louisville for half a year. Jeff Brom is 4-2 in his last 6 games against top 10 teams. That's at Purdue and Louisville. 4-2. Last 6 games, top 10. Jeff Brom is a giant killer. That's awesome. That dude knows how to win big games.
He did take down. He took down Iowa the one year they were
number 2.
Yeah.
Yep. Beat Ohio State when they were like top 3.
Yep.
It always got me excited when Purdue was going to play a big school because I was like, this is it. They're due.
Now we know it's not. It's Jeff Brom. It's not Purdue. Yeah. It must be just Jeff Brom.
Purdue's bad.
I'm so happy he's not in the conference anymore. I'm
good coach.
I hated playing those games.
Because Nebraska's the giant that he's trying to kill.
Correct.
Also, because he would kick our ass every time.
whoever scheduled Notre Dame's schedule or independent, this is they're playing USC this weekend. That's gonna be their 4th ranked game in a row with no bye. That is a gauntlet for Notre Dame, man. I mean,
all of those games have been at 7:00 too.
Yeah,
they've all been primetime night games.
That's a tough schedule for Notre Dame. They still look good. Louisville, they looked a little bit better.
They did. What else? Georgia and Michigan, the top 2 teams, looked as legit as you. I mean, this is what we expected from them coming into this year. Michigan 52-10 over Minnesota. Georgia 51-13, and they were 2 touchdown favorites over Kentucky.
That wasn't even a game.
No, neither of those were. I mean, well, no, yeah, neither of those were games.
The USC game, though, wow.
That was pretty unbelievable.
That was insane. I think it got done at like 1:45 in the morning. 3 overtime win for USC. They got their 2-point conversion and Arizona failed. But wow, USC's defense is bad because Arizona didn't even have the Mahomes playing. So their backup quarterback, Fafita, he looked really good. But yeah, that was an insane game. Arizona, they looked great that entire game. Their offense was trucking. Their defense was holding USC back pretty well. I think Caleb Williams only had like 14 completed passes in that entire game, which is pretty insane, but he had 3 touchdowns on the ground. So regardless, USC won, but I don't know. They're not looking too great.
They're sus.
Yeah. Caleb Williams only threw the ball 25 times too, which I thought was odd. I thought if they were to get close neck and neck, he'd have been throwing the ball more.
Yeah, I think he only had 1 touchdown through the air, and then he had 3 on the ground.
What else? Iowa wins 20-14. They just keep doing their thing. Deacon Hill, 6 of 21, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 2.0 QBR. That's a winning Iowa QB formula right there. Whenever you're better than 1.9 as an Iowa QB, you're likely going to win that game.
Yeah, no completions to any wide receivers that game. There was like 6 drops just right to guys' hands. So that's
tough.
But we just did it how we always do it. Just go in there, play good defense, and play bad offense.
Great stat. Iowa 5-0 when scoring points.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I saw that. Regina almost had another touchdown. Brought it down to like the 2 on a pick, and then our offense didn't get it into the end zone. Ended up getting like a 1st and goal from like the 25 and then having to kick a field goal. So,
dang. Dude, I think Deacon Hill just throws too hard.
Yeah, there was a couple that he just slung them right into guys' hands from way too close.
I'm a Deacon Hill fan until Black Friday, then I hope he breaks both his legs, honestly.
Eric D-line could get in there.
Hey, next here's a game I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Alabama? Goofball's still picking against Saban? Come on, man.
I'm an idiot.
Uncle Brad? Where you at? I like to know where Uncle Brad's at.
Uncle Brad
Hey.
picked Bama, didn't he?
No, he picked A&M. Uncle Brad, though, in his defense, did pick Oklahoma. So
Yeah.
and no one else did. So
He knew something that we didn't with his score
I,
prediction.
I would like a picture of Ryan Day with the caption, I'd like to know where Uncle Brad is at right now.
that'd be a good meme. I saw that.
Material now.
I saw that like during the Maryland game. It was like the fourth quarter. Everyone's like, I bet Ryan Day's wondering where Lou Holtz is right now. I don't know. Yeah, is that good? I think that's most we're gonna hit on. I did want to make sure. Well, that's gonna come up in another segment. So we'll talk about it then. Colorado, though, beats Arizona State 27-24. Shedeur Sanders flexes his watch on the Arizona State student section. Beats arguably the worst Power 5 team by 3 points. Congratulations to Colorado.
Shout out to Colorado. My preseason lock is now beat with their 4th win of the season.
Oh, no.
Tough.
That's unfortunate. Last thing I wanted to get into when I was talking about Michigan and Georgia, PJ Fleck in his postgame press conference said Michigan is the best team that he's ever faced in his 11 years of being a head coach. And
Go Blue.
seems like that's the case. Them lines, them's is something.
I was going to save this for the AP poll reaction, but how the fuck is Michigan not number 1? I know
Let's
Georgia.
do that. Let's get AP poll reaction. Right.
I know
into it.
Georgia just
Georgia
Kick
beat
the
the
teeth.
snot.
That
I think
is
take
the
the teeth out of
that is
Kentucky.
the only reason right now, Isaiah.
Who?
Like,
yeah.
But
no.
still, Michigan has won every game handedly. I mean, I
Has
guess
Michigan played a ranked opponent though yet?
I don't think so.
There's
No.
your
They haven't
answer.
played it.
They're
Really,
All I can
relatively
say,
anybody.
those are the
Except
two
for
best
the
teams.
Yes.
By far.
So
By far.
They can interchange 1 and 2, but I think how it is now is fine.
yeah,
I think Georgia beating the shit out of Kentucky is totally it's warranted. I mean,
that was
Yeah.
legit.
Before this last week, I would have said Michigan needs to be number 1, but Georgia has the better resume now, beating the brakes off of a ranked opponent.
That is
that's
true.
a lot.
I've been shitting on Carson Beck all season. He's good.
He played good
He played
Saturday.
He played phenomenal.
Know who's really good is Brock fucking Bowers. That dude is a
Yeah.
man.
I'm telling you,
He's up
man.
in the Heisman ranking now.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. He is that dude.
Louisville jumped up 11 spots. They're up to 14. USC, it's kind of funny. They dropped one more, even with the win. It's
I
just,
love that. I love that. They're
They're just
6-0
gonna-
and they keep
They're
dropping.
gonna keep dropping.
it's funny, actually.
Notre Dame dropped to
Yeah.
21st, so they're still ranked.
I really wish Miami just got booted from the top 25 after how they lost because they don't deserve it. They do not.
That is one I
deserve
wanted
it.
to talk about.
That is
That was
not the
the
first time Mario Cristobal's
Hey, should we all say our tank of the week on 3?
It could be an honorable mention. I mean, everybody's got it. It's a
Think
power
everyone
six.
has
It's a
it.
power
I
6
mean-
tank.
Do we have to choose a different take now? Because I mean, that was I could not
I-
choose that.
That's what I chose too. I mean, you can't choose anything else.
We can.
I don't even want to choose
I-
anything else to bring light away from this.
I have
because
a
That's-
tank,
I'm
so
fine with
it's
Okay.
I've got a small tank anyway, but nothing crazy.
Should we just do a quick Brian Ferentz points tracker and then we'll get in tank and bank?
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where we
what's
sitting?
he looking like?
After the 20-point bomb they put on Purdue, Brian Ferentz is currently sitting at 21.83 for his average, going
Ooh.
down from last week. Going down from last week. He's going to have to put up some bombs against these the gauntlet That is the Big Ten
It's
West.
going to start getting tough.
60 points against Northwestern.
He's gonna have to. He's
I
gonna.
don't know if you guys could probably guess there's only one team in the country right now, one team that is averaging more punt yards than total offensive yards.
It's Iowa.
The Iowa Hawkins.
It's Iowa.
Corey Taylor's averaging 288 a game. Their offense is averaging 249 per game. And with that, we can get into our yeah, there we go. With that, we can get into our tank and bank. We'll start off with tank, and I am just going to keep it simple, like Headley said, not to bring light to anything else. Mario Cristobal, Miami, that might be the tank of my entire life. You can win a game with a knee, you give it away. It was incredible to watch that live. I almost shut the game off. I was literally about to, and I could not believe what I saw. So, tank. Maybe tank of the year.
I didn't watch that game, but it's going to be an honorable mention. But my take is Brad saying that FSU covered the spread last week.
Isaiah, literally nobody knows. Not a soul knows past you and everybody else in here. That's a terrible tank.
That's my tank. Not everybody knows.
I would agree with Brad on that. It was funny for 5 seconds.
Okay, who's next?
I'll go since I'm talking already. My tank is going to be the one, the only, Shedeur Sanders. You know, you are on top of the college football world right now with all the hype behind your dad and the way Colorado's playing right now, and you still feel the need to flex on a student section. Which, what does his little celebration even mean? Does it mean he's like, I got time, your team's out of time? Is he like got a watch brand deal that he's trying to work up? Like, it's weird. And I think he's a bum he did it once and now he feels like he can't stop doing it.
Headley?
Mine is Miami. I can't think of anything even close.
Yeah, mine's Miami too.
Mine's going to be USC's defense back-to-back weeks. Keeping it close with Arizona's bullshit. But the overhit.
Now let's get into banks. I do have an honorable mention after everyone goes because I don't want to take anyone's potentially that I would want to say. But I'm going to just go with the other Friday night game in Oklahoma State getting the 29-21 win over K-State. They were double-digit dogs in that one, and Mike Gundy got his boys to win. Big win.
I also have an honorable mention. If nobody mentions it, I'll bring it back up. Well, obviously, mine's going to be Louisville Cardinals taking down number 10 Notre Dame.
My bank is Oklahoma Sooners, shocking Texas. After last year losing 49-0 in this game, and they come in and win on a touchdown in the last minute of the game. That was awesome.
Yeah, I had Oklahoma too. The last second touchdown also got the over for me in my lock. Bank.
I'm going to dive a little deeper. I got Dylan Gabriel specifically. He was out with a concussion last year when they played Texas in the Red River rivalry game, and they got absolutely spanked. This year he came in with a chip on his shoulder, got it done for him, had a clutch drive to end the game, and get the dub for him.
My bank is USC's over, hitting almost every single game. And then I've got an honorable mention of if you bet all the Power 6 locks last week, you made some good dough because we all hit them. Spoiler alert.
My honorable mention bank is full-on homer. It's the Nebraska defense, forcing a couple turnovers, 21 rush yards, 1.1 yards per carry, a goal line stand in there, 7 points allowed, second half shutout. What more is there to say? It's a bank.
Yep, that was my honorable mention as well. Defense looked amazing.
Nice. Good stuff. All right, week 7 preview. The overwhelming, gigantic game here could be a Pac-12 championship. Number 8, Oregon at number 7, Washington. Great Pacific Northwest rivalry. This one's in Seattle. And 2:30 game. Washington favored by 2.5 or 3 points, depending on the sports book that you choose. Michael Penix, Bo Nix. I mean, this thing's going to be so awesome. This is, right up there with like Ohio State, Notre Dame in terms of biggest matchups that we've gotten so far this year.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. This is going to basically be the Pac-12 championship game almost. These two teams are the top of their conference right now. They both look amazing. It's going to be an awesome game to watch. I'm very excited for this. The spread's only 2.5. It honestly can go either way. It's kind of a coin flip. I feel like it's going to be a very high-scoring game. Both offenses can score. Both teams have good defenses, but I think the offenses on both teams outweigh the defense.
Any other of those games? USC, Notre Dame, UCLA, Oregon State. See, the Pac-12 seems to never disappoint with their matchups this season. They got a lot of good teams.
My game of the week is for sure Wisconsin, Iowa. No doubt. I live for the Big Ten West and the Big Ten East, I guess. They're okay. But I love the Big Ten West, and this is probably going to decide the winner of the division. I mean, you look at Wisconsin and Iowa's remaining schedule, it's cupcakes. So this will probably be it.
Whoa.
We can mathematically still go, Headley. We can mathematically still go.
Yeah, Heather, you're saying cupcakes. They still got to play Nebraska, brother.
We actually do technically almost control our own destiny.
Mathematically, we
It's
can
an exciting
still make
game, but we're going to be at Schwer's wedding during it. I'm going to be like this in the back.
Yeah, I'm actually not going to watch football on Saturday for 3 straight weeks in a row.
Me too.
Crazy.
And then a 4th straight.
Tough.
To another wedding.
Yeah, then I got 3 weddings this month. Tough.
Fall Saturday weddings should be illegal unless they're on the Husker bye week. Shout out Schwer.
Shout out Schwer.
Shout out Schwer.
Where is that guy, anyways?
Where the hell is Schwer?
Yeah, the Iowa-Wisconsin over-under is, I think, 36 right now, which is pretty awesome.
And Wisconsin
Pretty similar
favored
to
by
every Iowa
10.
game.
Yeah, Wisconsin's favored by 10. We kind of skipped over it, but the Notre Dame USC game, I'm honestly surprised Notre Dame's not favored by more, just because of how bad USC's defenses looked. I know their offense they have Caleb Williams. That's all their offense really has, and some good wide receivers. But USC has no offensive line either. Caleb Williams has to run for his life. So
That is literally the reason why Notre Dame is not favored. Is because that offense is going to score just as many points as Notre Dame, if not more.
I think Notre Dame is going to easily win that game.
Notre Dame also crumbled against ranked opponents the last two weeks, or at least when they played Ohio State and Louisville. It's not new for Notre Dame to do that.
That's true. I think Notre Dame's a better team in that matchup. But I mean, when I say more points, Devin, I'm not talking like 10 more. I'm talking, 6.5, 7.5 points.
So do you think Louisville would dog walk USC right now?
They could.
I think that's.
I think it'd be a good game, actually.
I'm saying that they could. I'm not saying they're going to.
USC's defense would keep anyone in. Yeah.
I mean, you saw their defense against unranked Arizona last week.
I know,
So-
but I'm saying their offense is so good that it at this point it doesn't matter until they've actually lost. Their offense is winning them football games.
Yeah, they can put up some points. Caleb Williams.
The over is a guaranteed lock almost every game.
What even is the over on that this week?
60, low 60s.
Yeah, because Notre Dame hasn't had like any high scoring game, so I'm not surprised it's not very high.
All right. Real quick, I did want to talk about Nebraska's upcoming games and sort of the potential for a bowl game. The next 3 games are Northwestern, Purdue, Michigan State. All 3 of those teams are worse than Nebraska, offense and defense in yards per play. Big opportunity. Big opportunity.
I think the bye week came at a perfect time. Nebraska's dealing with some devastating injuries. Unfortunately, a lot of them for the season. especially in our wide receiver room. I think this bye week will give our freshmen a chance to really, learn what they need to do to step up. Give Anthony Grant a time to learn how to protect the fucking football. And who knows, we may see a different quarterback starting next week when we play Northwestern.
Yeah,
So-
I agree. The bye week is coming at probably the perfect time right now. We're 3-3. Kind of need a break to get the offense back under control with the procedural penalties. The defense, they need to catch their breath still from last week. And then just the offense overall, they just need to get more, what is the word? More in sync together. So we're not, part of that too, I think, is what causes those procedural penalties is not being in sync as much. So hopefully we can get that stuff fixed heading into the rest of our season. I think we have a very favorable next 3 games, so it's going to be exciting to see after this bye week.
I was talking with Matt Kingston, previous guest picker, earlier today about Nebraska's upcoming schedule, and we agreed that we really got to go after these next 3 games, or it's going to be tough getting to a bowl game. My prediction, though, is we will be entering Black Friday game at 5-6, needing to beat Iowa for a bowl game. I think that's a pretty likely scenario.
Which 2 games do you think we win leading up to that then?
I think we beat Northwestern, even though I can't believe I'm saying that. Like, Northwestern always has our number. And probably Michigan State. We kind of own them.
And they're pretty down this year too. Michigan State's offense is really bad statistically.
I think that Maryland is going to kick the shit out of us.
Yeah, going into the season, I thought the Maryland game would be a cakewalk. Now I think we're going to get smoked.
You thought that'd be a cakewalk?
Yes. Now I don't.
I mean, we're like 3 weeks out from the game, so I really do think we're going to get our asses kicked. But come game day, I think we'll win.
You don't think we're going to beat?
I
You
always
don't think we're going to
myself
beat
we're gonna
Purdue?
win.
You don't
Purdue
think
will
we'll
be
beat
close.
Purdue?
The
I
next
think we
3
got a chance against Purdue.
the
We
next
got a
3
chance,
are
all our next 3 games. We have a chance of all of them.
yeah. It's which would be insane because it'd be after Illinois it'd be 4. I mean, if somehow the program could string it off 4 wins in a row, and you'd be 6-3 heading into your last 3 with a bowl guaranteed. I mean, that it's huge to take advantage of these. It'd be awesome.
Hey, that just reminded me of something. I don't think it's been said yet. This is our first win going into a bye week since 2016. Remarkable.
I think that's pretty big too. Give a little
Forgot what
momentum
it was
into the
like.
bye week. Yeah. We're going to have a Husker win to celebrate for 2 weeks in a row because we're not going to lose to anyone. All right. With that, I think we can get into the locks, the dogs, picks. And we can introduce our guest pickers this week. We got Blake and Jared from the J&B Blitz podcast. Thank you for joining us, boys.
Welcome, gentlemen.
What up, boys?
Welcome.
Welcome, J&B.
J&B.
Feel like a fish out of water. I'm out of my element. We ain't talking pro ball. What am I doing?
That's true. Same with me.
Yeah. Jared, where's your camera?
It's broken right now. You
Oh.
want to see it? All right, here you go. I got you.
Ah,
Stanford guy.
oh, sure.
Sure.
You're gonna turn it off.
Never.
Turn it off. You change.
Okay,
to
yeah,
Oregon
you
or
got
what?
it.
Yeah. Change to Oregon.
Yeah.
Was he wearing something different before that?
Oh,
Before
he's
Stanford?
got Oregon.
Yeah, he was
underneath there.
changed.
I was wearing
Was
Ole
there
Miss before that.
Was there Nebraska in there?
Could
Blake
be,
knows what's
now
up.
be.
Okay. What's gonna happen Friday night? Colorado, Stanford.
A beat down by someone, I'll tell you that.
That's fair. All right. What do we start with? Locks, dogs. Okay. Record update.
Records. Pick'ems last week, not good for the boys. So Max went 5-7. Isaiah went 7-5. Headley went 8-4. Uncle Brad went 7-5.
Week.
Connor went 7-5. I went 4-8. I was the worst. Devin went 5-7. But like I said before, your boys hit all the locks. That was huge. Uncle Brad, a little questionable. He had Miami -20. A little questionable. And then the underdogs. We had Headley hit his. Connor hit his. And then we got 2 new people on the board, myself and Devin. So Max, Isaiah, and Uncle Brad missed theirs, unfortunately. Wazoo and La Tech didn't come through. And then the overall records, we got Max at 56-29, Isaiah at 60-25, Headley at 53-32, Connor at 59-26. I am at 47-38. And Devin is at 49-36. Max is 4-2 on his locks. Isaiah is 1-5. Congratulations, Isaiah. You got over the hump. Still fade. Isaiah. Headley is 3-3. Connor is 3-3. I am 2-4. Devin is 4-2. And then dogs, we got Isaiah got 2 of them. He's got 10 points. Headley's at 3 of them, 13. Keep picking those random 3.5 point spread games. Headley, it's working for you. And then we got Connor at 2 with 11.5 points. That was a big jump. And then myself and Devin both have 1, and they are both worth 3.5 because of the Skurs. And that is it.
Yeah, that was a big week for me because I got back to even with my lock picks. I'm 3-3 now, and you know how it is at Power 6. You're only worth your lock record. That's pretty much it.
I like that.
How are you doing, Isaiah?
Hey, I found a lock, man. Louisville Cardinals.
Once you hit 1 lock, they just keep coming after that.
Exactly, they keep coming.
All right, let's get speaking of locks, let's get right into it. That's what we start with. So we're gonna keep at it. I'm gonna take the USC Notre Dame over 62.5 because I think the USC defense is that bad. And I think USC is still going to be able to score a ton of points. I don't think Notre Dame's defense is anything all that special. So give me the over 62.5 on that one.
I like that, Max. That's a good lock. My lock this week is Kansas 3.5 over Oklahoma State. I don't think Kansas State is as good as everybody thought they were going to be, so I'm going to take Kansas this week, 3.5 over the Cowboys.
Good pick. I like that. I love Kansas. I'm a Kansas fan. My lock this week is Iowa, Wisconsin under 36.5. It's just really hinges on how many points Cooper DeJean can score.
Yeah, so for me, I have Syracuse, basically Florida State beating Syracuse by 17.5. That's a lock for me.
Yeah, well, I had a different lock, and then I saw Mr. J over there show up with that dumbass Stanford shirt. So give me Colorado to cover against Stanford there. That's my lock.
That's a good pick. Stanford is pretty awful.
Yeah, terrible. You hate to see it. I'm a Stanford somewhat fan, but
so was Arizona State, and we saw that game win against Colorado.
Like, is the spread 10.5? Is that what? What's the spread for that Colorado
I
game?
believe I saw it at 11.5.
11.5.
Good pick. I got Notre Dame covering that 2.5 against USC. I think they're going to beat them pretty good. USC did not look very good against Arizona last week.
My lock this week is going to be Maryland minus 13.5 against Illinois. Illinois does not look good, and Maryland can put up some points.
Good pick.
Right on. I am taking. They worked for me last week. I'm going to ride them again this week. I got Michigan, Indiana over 45.5.
I like that as well. Yeah, ride it until it doesn't hit. Honestly.
Damn straight.
Next, we go to the underdogs. And I'm going to take – I thought about going the Headley route, but just because I still got the goose egg up. So I'm like, man, I don't even – any strategy at this point. Go with a random MAC team. But I'm doing the exact opposite. I'm going with the biggest game possibly of the entire college football season so far and taking Oregon +3 as my dog over Washington.
Max, you're going to have to start going for Hail Mary soon.
If I don't hit this one, that's going to be the strategy from now. It's going to be UMass plus 42.5. Okay.
No, I thought about that one too, Max, but I'm too scared to touch that game. But I'm taking UCLA plus 4 over the Oregon State Beeve.
I'm going pretty crazy this week. I got a +5 BYU against TCU.
That's exactly what I had. It was heavily there. I had BYU +5 over TCU as well.
Great pick, Jared.
I know.
We go a little wonky with mine. Give me East Carolina plus 12 against SMU.
Great pick. Sometimes those are the best games to pick. I'm also with Isaiah. I got UCLA +4 against the Beeve.
I'm going to go Auburn plus 11.5 against LSU. LSU's been rocky the last 2 weeks with losing to Ole Miss and kind of being in a game that they shouldn't have with Mizzou. So who knows? Auburn Tigers could come out.
Good pick, Brad. I am taking the Iowa Hawkeyes +10 over Wisconsin. I think their defense shows out and they get it done. Last time I picked them, though, they got shut out. So let's knock on wood.
I like those underdog picks. Those are always fun to keep track of. All right, weekly predictions now straight up. Week 7. Thursday night game we'll start with. I included this because I'm probably going to want to watch it over whatever the hell the NFL Thursday night game is. So West Virginia -2.5 at Houston. I'm going to take West Virginia to win this game. I think they're a lot better than people thought they were going to be this year. Neil Brown is on the hot seat, and he's saving his job.
I'm going to go Houston this game. I think the home crowd shows out for them and they get the dub in this game.
I mean, Max, no need to take shots at the NFL when the NFL experts are on the call, man. Come on. Have some class.
I don't know what is the Thursday night game this week.
But
the Chiefs and Denver Broncos.
Oh yeah, no chance. That is going to be a bloodbath.
Come on, man.
I stand by what I said.
Yeah, I will be watching the divisional series in baseball over that shit. Absolutely. I got West Virginia.
Yeah, I don't like Houston's run defense at all, so give me West Virginia.
Keep it rolling. Give me West Virginia. Not Bama.
Keep it rolling, baby. I'm in the Mountaineers.
West Virginia.
I'm taking Houston.
Great pick,
My
Deb.
boss went there.
Next, Kansas team back in the rankings at 23. Only 3.5-point favorites, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State getting a little boost in everyone's, rankings, I guess you could say, with last week's win. But I still got Kansas. I think they're a better team.
Yeah, I have Kansas as well. My lock of the week. Got to stick it out.
I got Kansas too. I'm 2 wins away from hitting my first regular season lock with Kansas.
I'm going the opposite way with all y'all. I have Oklahoma State beating Kansas. They already took down one Kansas team. They're going to take down the other.
The Kansas sweep.
I think Lance Leopold is him. Give me Kansas.
Give me the Jayhawks.
I'm going to go with Kansas.
Let's go Pokes, baby. Okie State.
Next, A&M at Tennessee. Another close spread. By the way, there is a ton of close spread games this week, so I put as many as I could in the picks. It's do or die for the boys this week with the picks record. With this game, I'm going to take A&M. Tennessee's loss versus Florida. I can't get over that, and A&M is much improved this year still.
Yeah, this was a tough pick for me. I went the route with Vegas here, and it is getting played at it's getting played in Tennessee, so I'm going with the Vols here.
Yeah, a lot of close spreads. I just decided to take Vegas, and hopefully I'll come out on top. I got Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm going Tennessee with this one here.
I'm gonna have to agree with Max. I thought that Florida-Tennessee game was pretty ugly, so I'm rolling with the Aggies here.
Yeah, I'm also with the Aggies. They're going to bounce back after losing to Alabama.
I'm going to go Texas A&M here.
Let's go Tennessee.
All right, that game's
Got a split.
that's a perfect 4-4 pick split on that game. Love to see that. Makes things interesting. Next, Florida at South Carolina. Surprised this is a 2-point spread. Thought it'd be a little more. I think the Gamecocks are a much better team, and it's a home game, so give me the Cocks.
Yeah, I'm going with the Cox and Spencer Rattler here.
I think this is the only game I didn't go with Vegas. I got Florida.
Yeah, I love me some Florida team, so I'm going with Florida here. Chomp chomp.
Yeah, it's so convenient that I just shit on Florida in that last pick, but I'm actually going to roll with them to beat the Gamecocks here. I'm not impressed by what I've seen from them. So,
Well, give me the cock and Spencer Rattler.
Wait a minute.
Oh wait. Pause. I'm gonna go South Carolina, and I almost debated on making this my lock of the week against Florida.
Graham Mertz is him. Florida Gators all the way.
Graham Mertz is him. I did not have that on the bingo card for Power 6 this season.
Graham Mertz is not him.
Hey, another perfect 4-4 split
What's the
though.
process?
True, another 4-4 split. That's awesome. It's almost split the same
Dude,
way, too.
actually, can I change my pick? Is that allowed or I already?
Yeah, but you've
Put
done
my
that
hand on the
multiple
TV.
times before.
You can
Off the
change it.
Gator train.
If we're
Can I
still,
change
if
it?
the podcast is still recording, you can change it.
I'm gonna go with Spencer Rattler. I changed my pick. When he just said Graham Mertz is him, and I was like, "Fuck that!" I'm gonna pick that.
That's actually
I
really
can't
funny.
wait to watch you eat those words this weekend.
I'm really excited for
I'm
this game
actually
now.
so confident in this pick.
I'm really excited for the Devin versus Headley narrative that has just been created for this game. All right, moving on. Hawaii at San Diego State. Why is this in the picks? Well, I want to try to include one group of 5 game from here on out, like I did last week with Fresno State, Wyoming. Give the G5 some love. But there's way better G5 games than this. This one's just on at 10 o'clock at night. So we got to watch this till like 2 in the morning. Only reason it's on here. Give me San Diego State.
I probably won't be watching this game because we'll be partying up for sure.
Oh,
I
yeah, no,
got,
but we can keep track.
I'll be
I got the Aztecs.
I got San Diego
Your
State.
pick. Wait, did you say your pick?
Yeah, the Aztecs.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm rolling with San Diego State here.
this is about as an elite mascot matchup as you get. Aztecs versus Rainbow Warriors, but I'm going to agree. Give me San Diego State.
Yeah, I'll definitely be watching this game, not partying at all. So give me San Diego State though.
you got to be sick to pick Hawaii. I'm going San Diego State.
That's fucked up, Brad. That is so insensitive. I got San Diego State.
Congrats to Hawaii. Power 6 curse.
They need this.
Next, see spread pick of the week. Indiana at number 2, Michigan. Michigan has finally been coming through with some of the bigger wins we thought they'd have this season. 33.5-point favorites, and I'm going to say they do cover that. Put another beat down on Indiana. Maybe a shutout. Who knows?
Yeah, I also have Michigan covering. They need to prove themselves so they can finally overtake Georgia to be the number 1 team.
I've got Michigan covering. They're good.
Well, I have Michigan covering as well.
You know, I'd be disloyal if I came on here as a J&B Blitz host and Indianapolis Colts fan to not pick the Indiana team here. So give me Indiana to cover for no reason better than that.
Yeah, I'm with Blake. Michigan, they've covered too many games in a row, I think. So they're not going to cover here. They're going to win by 33.
Michigan has finally been putting away the teams they need to put away, minus the Huskers, of course. But yeah, no, they are going to cover this game.
Never a doubt they're covering.
Now, Miami, North Carolina, a sneaky ranked matchup. Even if Miami maybe shouldn't be ranked, but either way, North Carolina's favored by 3.5, and I'm going to pick the Tar Heels. I don't know how Miami rebounds from last week. I mean, that's awful.
Yeah, I'm surprised the spread here isn't more after the shit Miami pulled. I got North Carolina and Drake May.
And I wanted to go Miami because it's. I think it's better for them that they're on the road this game, that they aren't coming home to all those disappointed folks. But I can't after that finish. It's gonna be hard to bounce back in North Carolina.
Yeah, Mario Cristobal doing Mario Cristobal stuff, just like he did at Oregon when they played Stanford. So give me North Carolina for that reason.
Yeah, give me the Tar Heels. I like them.
Miami's bouncing back here. Give me the Canes.
I like that pick, honestly.
I'm gonna go North Carolina here, and then also shout out Schwer for the wardrobe change. That was fun.
I didn't know you noticed.
Oh, I know.
Oh, we noticed.
I got the Tar Heels here, no question. They got second week back with their wide receiver that got off the ineligible list. I think Quez Bryant. I don't know. Good guy. They're gonna get the dub.
Next, we got Missouri at Kentucky. Both coming off tough losses to some of the bigger name SEC programs. But I'm going to take Kentucky. This one, I mean, total coin flip. Literally could flip a coin. But Kentucky.
I got Mizzou here. I think they've shown themselves this year, and I think they're the better team in this game.
I struggled on this one as well. I got Missouri though.
Yeah, it's gonna be a close one here, but I have Kentucky.
Yeah, I was actually talking about this game with a couple of coworkers earlier. These are just two insanely evenly matched teams. I do think Missouri bounces back here. I think Jaden Daniels was a tough test for him, but I think they got Kentucky this week.
Yeah, it's going to be a close one. I'm not really sure. I'm just going with Vegas and Kentucky here.
I'm gonna go with Vegas and Kentucky as well, Connor.
I'm taking the Tigers. Let's go Mizzou.
Another
There you go.
perfect split.
We mentioned how close and evenly matched that game is, and it's a 4-4 split amongst the pickers. Next, Duke and NC State. I think NC State is a little under the radar this year. This would be a game I could see them, going in and pulling off. Only 3.5 point spread, but I still got to go Duke. They're a pretty good team this year.
Yeah, I agree with Max. NC State, they played pretty well this year, but I gotta stick with Duke here. They seem to be playing a little bit better.
I'm gonna go with Duke as well.
I'm riding with Duke.
I'm going to go against the grain on this one. I think NC State is good every year or two for a big upset win, usually against Notre Dame, but Duke might be the new Notre Dame of the ACC, so I like NC State in this game.
I'm going with Duke.
I'm gonna go with Duke. I think they're pretty legit this year.
Yeah, I got to go with Duke as well, as much as I hate to say it.
Next, Auburn, LSU. Don't have much to say on this. LSU, their defense is awful, but they're still going to be too strong here.
Yeah, LSU, they had a shaky week last week, but I think they're going to bounce back, and I think they'll cover the spread of 11 points here.
Yeah, I think it just means more for LSU, so I got them.
Yeah, I got LSU here. Go Tigers.
Hey, there's two Tigers in this game, Jared.
The real Tiger.
I think the Tigers are going to cover here, and as in the Auburn Tigers. I do think LSU will win this game, but I think they win it close. I got Auburn to cover.
Yeah, give me the Tigers. LSU, that is.
I'm gonna go LSU here.
I couldn't agree more with Blake that I think LSU is going to win a close one.
Nice. Everyone picking the Tigers in that game. USC, Notre Dame now. And this, the spread's close. I think it's going to be a close game. Two teams that are a little down right now, actually. But I'm going to take USC just because I think their offense is too good. And I have the over. And if I want the over to hit, I think USC is going to have to score a lot of points. So give me the Trojans.
I got the Irish in this game. USC's defense is not very good. I think Hartman will have a lot more time to pass this week, and I think they'll come out victorious here.
I got Notre Dame. I really do think they've got a promising team this year, and if they lose this, they're really going to be down in the dumps. 3-loss team that's actually really good.
Yeah, my family really hates Notre Dame, so I'm riding with the Trojans. So go USC.
In this matchup, I trust Lincoln Riley and Caleb Williams a little more than I do Marcus Freeman and Sam Hartman. So I'm going to go with USC here.
Lock of the week, Notre Dame.
I'm going to go USC. I think Notre Dame's going to be pretty tired from their last couple games.
Couldn't agree more with Brad. I just think it means more for USC.
UCLA, Oregon State, ranked matchup. The Pac-12 never disappoints. It seems like we're going to get one of these every week. This week, of course, we have 2. I'm going to take UCLA. They're better than it seems. That win last week against Wazoo actually really impressed me. So I'll hop on the bandwagon after that one.
Yeah, this is a very tough game for me. I know the spread's in favor of Oregon State. I'm going with Vegas here. They know something. Oregon State's playing UCLA at home. But it's gonna be a very close game. It can go either way. I still have UCLA as my dog, so hedging here.
The hedge.
The hedge.
I've got UCLA, and I just looking at my picks, I realize I have UCLA, Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, and Kentucky. Are they all ranked? All those basketball schools?
Yep.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I got UCLA.
Yeah, I'm going with the Beavs here. Give me Oregon State.
DJ Uyunglele is too fun of a name, and Vegas knows. So give me Oregon State.
Well, UCLA is also my dog, but I'm doubling down. No hedge for me. Give me the Bruins.
I'm going to go UCLA. I'm kind of with Max. That win against Wazoo last week was pretty impressive.
I'm taking Oregon State.
Another perfect split there. This is
I
awesome.
wonder what Jared's putting on.
A lot of splits,
Just my
like
pajamas.
close spreads.
I think Jared's putting some purple and gold on.
You don't
Purple
know?
and gold.
Purple and gold.
I'm excited. Wait, can we just wait for a wardrobe reveal here, Jared?
Yeah.
Do I move on to the next pick or?
Yeah.
Move
Yeah,
on. Move on.
yeah, move on. He's gonna lead horse of this one.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. I should put on my Ducks shirt too. Dang. Actually, I shouldn't because
Spoiler, man.
I am
He
hedging.
had no clue what he was taking.
I mean, I don't know. Top 10 matchup. Number 8, Oregon. At number 7, Washington. Washington, loudest stadium in college football, holds the record against Nebraska, actually, a long time ago. So it's going to be a rocking atmosphere in Seattle. Can't wait to see how this game turns out. I'm hedging my dog. So give me Washington. Michael Penix in Washington.
This is easily the game of the week, potentially the game of the year so far. It's going to be a rocking atmosphere, like Max said. I'm taking the Huskies here. I think Michael Penix is the guy.
I disagree this is game of the week or game of the year when Wisconsin and Iowa play, but I have Oregon.
We're doing that Doug Goose. Go Ducks. Bo Nix, Troy Franklin, gonna go off. Easy. Boom.
Jared, give us your best quack.
Quack, quack.
That's not a good quack, man. There we go. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Good
duck
for
call
that.
in the thing.
That was an 8 out of 10 quack, and let's go Ducks. I'm taking Oregon in this game. This one's a toss-up to me. Both quarterbacks are playing pretty good football right now, so give me Oregon.
This would
Like you got a duck quack or what?
I don't think I can follow that up. I think we just got to quit. So.
There ain't gonna be no quacking there. Shout out of the sky. Give me Michael Penix. He's looked too good this year, but it's gonna be a close one. I got Washington.
I am going to go with Oregon and the bodacious Bo Nix. He is cooking, and I kind of want Michael Penix to fall off.
I got the Huskies. Michael Penix is just playing at out of this world right now. Definitely not game of the year, especially when Oklahoma and Texas just played. But
I will see how it goes.
I mean, I care
No
about the Big
perfect
Ten
split,
much.
by the way.
Lots of splits here. I love it.
Yeah, I love it. All right, final game in this one. We always do a Nebraska score prediction, but for Connor Stout, we will do the score prediction on the Iowa game this week.
And the game of the week.
Game of
It
the
would be
week.
a de facto Big Ten West championship right here. Who knows how the rest of the season will turn out. Over-under's 36. It's going to be low scoring. I got Wisconsin. Badgers score 21. Cooper DeJean scores 7.
I love that, Max. I'm going with the Badge here. I think it's going to be a dogfight of a game, but I think they're going to cover that 10-point spread. I got 31-20 Badge.
Yeah, I'm sipping on that badge juice for this game. I got the badge. I got them winning 23-10. Taking control pretty early and keeping it the whole game. And Cooper DeJean scores.
Yeah, Connor's talking bad about the Ducks, so I got to talk bad about the Hawkeyes. Badge wins 33-17.
Ooh.
I think Braylon Allen is a bad mamma jamma of a 19-year-old. And I also happen to hate the Iowa Hawkeyes. So I'm going Wisconsin, but for you, Connor Stout, my love, I will give Iowa the score.
Wisconsin has 15 rushing touchdowns this year. Iowa hasn't given up a rushing touchdown this year. So that's going to be a key to the game. I got Iowa winning last second field goal, 21-20.
They were at 18.
I'm going to go.
Yeah. Does it matter how they got there? There's going to be a safety probably.
I'm going to go with Iowa here with a score prediction of 24-18 with 3 defensive touchdowns.
dang, you guys both think there's going to be somebody at 18?
24-14. Sorry. I read Connor's. 24-14 is my prediction.
This is such a tough game to pick because I think it could go either way. Iowa's obviously my underdog. I think they have a shot at winning. Screw it. I got Iowa winning in a dogfight, 17-10.
That'd be a classic Big Ten West score right there. Isaiah, we got 31-20 high scores in there. Jared, 33-17. This is like 100 points for Big Ten West football.
Oh, that's a lot of points, guys. I don't think that's happening.
Blake, what was
Badger
your
myself.
Blake? Did you have
I
a
went
score
to
prediction?
Badgers, so I believe in the Badgers.
That's fair.
Give me Wisconsin 21-17.
117. All right.
That
Hicks
game's right
scores.
at 3 o'clock, right?
I think it's 2:30 or 3. Is it 3?
It's 3.
Dude, Jared might be kissing the bride while
3
that
o'clock
game's
game.
going on.
I might be kissing you, yeah.
All right. Well, with that, picks are in. We got a lot of splits in there, which is honestly going to be fun. Score predictions, locks, dogs. Excited to see it all. And excited to go to a wedding this weekend. We haven't even shouted that out yet. Anyone listening, guest picker Jared Schwery has kind of a big day on Saturday. Kind of a big day.
Just a little
Just a
bit.
tad.
Oregon is playing on Saturday, so
You know,
That's right.
we do have to thank him and I for picking the Husker bye week to do it. So
Yep.
Clutch.
on
Shout out
accident.
Devin.
it's gonna be a great time. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're sipping on that Schwer juice on Saturday.
That's weird, jeez.
I know that Swerve's going to win. That's an automatic dub.
Well,
Yeah, can't wait for this Saturday, Jared. Give me a ton of fun. Blake, Jared, thank you guys so much for joining us, by the way. We really appreciate it. We don't usually have 2 guest pickers, but I absolutely loved having 2 guest pickers. And it also means we can have even splits in our picks because normally we have an odd number. So thank you guys so much for coming on. Everyone check out the J&B Blitz podcast, by the way, as well.
Yes, thank you for having us.
We'd love to see some of the 6 of you on the J&B Blitz as well. Maybe talk a little a little bit different ball, but it's been awesome getting in here, and I'm ready for some of those splits to go my way. Let's say that.
You guys could probably teach Max a little bit about the NFL divisions too, because he didn't know what division the Eagles were in last week.
Yeah, I got it wrong. I had a brain fart. My bad.
Oh yeah.
But with that being said, we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Again, huge shout out to the J&B Blitz boys for joining the crew this week. Maybe we have 8 guys on your guys' show or something. I don't know. But like we said before, cannot wait for this weekend to celebrate Jared and his wedding. Nebraska bye week. Hopefully all you Husker fans can sleep pretty good this weekend. Nothing to worry about. As always, have a fun and safe weekend, and go Big Red.
Go Hawks.
Don't swear.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.